Morning, everybody. This is Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. This is a third of a way through May, and we have a snowstorm. There's big, fluffy snowflakes coming down. This is quite unusual, but we're in a 6-day deep freeze, and on a night that was supposed to be 32, I haven't shown you the video or talked about it yet because my ankle's messed up, but on a night that was supposed to be 32 degrees, it was in the 20s and we lost almost everything in our greenhouse. And I checked the weather app, the hourly, hour by hour play-by-play on the weather app on my phone, and it wasn't supposed to get, it was supposed to briefly dip below 32. And I said, well, that's fine with the greenhouse, that's fine. So we lost almost everything. And then the next night was warm, and it was supposed to be in the 20s, according to my weather app. So now we don't have much to lose anyway. And now we've got 6 days in a row of 20s, 20 degree temperatures at night. So we've got snow coming and going on and off throughout the day in May. Here's an average overview of what my plants now look like. Now the grapes may rebud. I've got 2 grapes that lived and 1 fig. Out of 3, 6, 9, 12 plants, 2 grapes and 1 fig is all that survived in the greenhouse that night. Why 2 lived and the rest did not, I don't know. The fig should be able to recover as well, I'm hoping. It's a Chicago fig. They're supposed to be allowed to die down to the ground and come back each year, so hopefully that'll recover as well. I'm hoping that the grapes will have secondary buds and still try to survive. So we'll see. And that's why we brought them in the house for now. And see if we can try to bring some life back out of 12 the bigger plants that we had. We have 14 actually. One more. 3 grapes lived and the rest died. There's 2 in the back somewhere else. I don't know where they went. Anyway, one more lived. So there were 14 plants that we had been nurturing all this time. And on a night that wasn't supposed to freeze, according to the weather app on my phone, it did. And as I said, the night that was supposed to freeze, it did not. It was really weird. So I'm hoping that these are going to come back now. Getting darker and snowing some more. I should mention we did have a plan for the following night to run the kerosene heater in the greenhouse. So we had everything laid out and planned to, on the day it was supposed to freeze, to protect our plants. But on the day it wasn't supposed to freeze, it did, and on the day it was supposed to freeze, it did not. Anyway, it caught us by surprise. A day before I was going to get kerosene the following morning, and have that all set up and run that heater and protect our plants. But now you know what happened. It froze so hard that the water in the chicken coop froze solid. The water for the chickens froze solid that night. That is crazy, considering it was only supposed to dip down to about 32, 31, and we got the 20s instead. Deep, hard freeze. So winter is full on us right now. Full blast, hardcore, deep freezing cold right now. I'd be curious to see how much snow we get, but it's dark out. Got a box in the mail from a YouTuber. we got here? What? I'm not sure. Oh, we got solar panels, solar cells. These are broken solar cells. And I'm going to be very careful with that. There's a bunch of solar cells in here. Let's see, is that this packing? Yeah, okay. So, and then there's, oh, tabbing wire. There's tabbing wire, solar cells. Just trying to look carefully. And there's something else under there. Very careful here. Oh, those are off a solar panel, I think. 1000 volt DC. Open. Let me have a look here. I don't know how much broken transportation the top ones would have been, obviously taking the brunt of it. I want to be very, very careful and open that separate. Does that open? So like that? I think. Let's see what that is. I believe that's a. Wait, I'll have to check that out off camera. It's awkward, but I know there's supposed to be diodes in there. I'm gonna check this. Let me shut off the camera because I'm trying to fight this and trying to stay in the view. I'll be right back. The second I close it, I got it open. These are boxes for solar panels. There's a diode and there's the connectors inside. That's pretty cool. Yeah? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You Michelle. Oh, yeah. Alright, well, I'm not going to put them back in with the solar cells. I'm going to pack these up very, very carefully so that they don't get damaged anymore. Put that back in there. Keep them safe. And then I'll open up later in the electronics shop. So there's two of these isolation boxes. Actually, I can put them on the side by the tabbing wire. That's fine. Well, there we have some something to experiment with later on. Some I do want to make some more solar panels one day, just for fun video, and because I can always use the power. So I'll be experimenting with these one day when I can get some time and get some materials together. So that's something you guys can watch for. I'm not going to say promise when, because right now we're in spring and gardening time and all that, and getting the yard ready and getting machines ready. But this is definitely something I want to do in the near future, and get back into that, because I used to make solar panels, and I'd love to see what it costs to do today as compared to buying them retail. So, well, thank you very much. I'll be emailing you, but thank you very much. These are fun. So guys, here is a large thing in our living room. Now I have to be very careful because they're nervous. Let me turn on a light. Now I don't want to scare them because they're really nervous. They're not really tame, and they've had a rough day. Our house is a mess. We just got home and we're reorganizing. Some of you will know immediately what those are at first glance if I can get the camera to focus properly. It's there we go. See if that's better. Now I'm going to wait a second. Some of you guys are going to know what those are immediately, and others of you have never seen such a weird thing. These are guinea fowl, and these are massive tick eaters. They are very, very beneficial for the homestead. So these ones are wild. We're going to have to tame them, so that's why we have a blanket on them and get them calmed down. We have food and water for them, but they're just really so stressed. I want to let them sit for a while and get used to their new temporary home. They're not fully feathered out. They're a month old, and it's going to be a while before they can go outside. So they're in the cage that the chickens just vacated because they just moved into their own permanent home. So there's the guinea fowl, and that is going to help our family and protect us from ticks. So we're going to train them, or not train them, we're going to tame them and handle them a lot so that they'll be happy hanging around with us. Michelle, be careful, okay? You don't want to scare the birds. So that they'll be happy with us and follow us around. And then eat the ticks and keep our family safe. Now, up here is something I've always wanted. And this is also temporary. We just brought them home. There are some very beautiful birds. Let's see if I can get the camera in there. Very beautiful. 3 ringed neck doves. Ringed doves, ring neck doves, I'm not sure exactly the proper term. Now they, on the other hand, are very calm, very beautiful, and very friendly. I can reach in and handle them. They're a little bit nervous from the drive, but I was going to get 4, but there was only 3 left. And we're going to raise doves from now on and breed them. So I'm also going to breed the guinea fowl because they're a very good profitable bird for the homestead and also helpful and beneficial. So there's some more additions to the homestead. Now, once everything's settled here in the house, we got a whole mess of stuff today, and once we're established here, I'll get these guys into a larger place. But they're so calm. These ones are so peaceful. I've already been handling them, and then tomorrow I'll build them a beautiful home. And these were outdoors, so they're halfway grown. They're going to get a little bit bigger than that. Actually, they're so calm I can probably open and give you an unrestricted view. There we go. Yeah, they're very peaceful. And that's something I've always dreamed about having, is doves. Very pretty birds. They look smart. They just keep looking at me and paying attention to me talking. And, yep, those we're going to be very friendly with. We'll keep them friendly. Now here is an experiment I started this morning. Now I don't know what's going to happen. I have no idea. But I took two coffee filters full of coffee grounds that were used, and I put one of my king oyster mushroom spawn plugs down in the middle. And I was very careful to try to keep everything sterile as possible. And then it's in a Ziploc bag. I sealed it with some air inside. And we're going to see if that will propagate inside there. Now you can sort of see the plug down inside. I don't want to disturb it now that I've closed it because we don't want to let any mold spores in, which will kill it off and take over. Yeah, there's the dowel. So I'm going to leave this for a few days. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen. And I've been studying mushrooms, growing mushrooms here on the homestead, and see if we can turn that into a nice little side business as well, eventually. We've got a learning process and a learning curve first, and I've got all kinds of ideas for trying to grow mushrooms. We also have straw from the greenhouse. I'll have to pasteurize that, and we can start experimenting with various ideas. But since we're coffee drinkers here, we're always going to have some coffee grounds, so we can grow small amounts in our coffee grounds and recycle that and turn it into food.